Hi, everybody. Here for this week's 5-question Q&A. As always, these are questions from clients, and we've got a couple questions from some prospects we've been talking to mix in as well. So if you're ready, let's get started.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. Number 1, when do you think we might see an improvement with basis for corn and soybeans?
Typically, our best basis is 2 times during the year. One is over Christmas, and one is when you guys start to plant. Basis is a local thing. If your area group big crops and have a lot left over, you might not see a improvement in basis, but usually right before you guys start to plant, we usually see a jump in basis.
All right. I just want to add one thing. This is not related to what you said, but people think we don't talk about wheat enough. It's because our guys only want to talk about corn and beans for most of our questions are about corn and beans. But we do write about wheat every day.
Yeah. And guys have some wheat bushels. Some of our guys have some wheat bushels, but it's like 50 or 100 acres compared to a lot more acres in corn and soybeans. Yeah, for sure.
All right, question 2. What would be a normal corn ending stock situation for Brazil?
Oh, I have no idea because it keeps going up every year. But a stocks to usage ratio, which is a better question, 2.1%. I've never seen it that tight. Historically, 8 to 12% is reasonable for a stocks to usage ratio. You need enough stocks to carry over to the next year's crop. 2.1 stocks to usage ratio doesn't give you any bushels for any length of time to carry on to the new crop. They're going to run out of crop before the new crop gets harvested. So that's the issue. That's why the tightness. That's why the concern.
Question 3 is Trump and Xi putting off their trade talks cause for concern.
I'm not even paying attention to Xi and Trump. Okay, they're going to negotiate back and forth. They're going to try to get the best deal for each country. Both countries need each other to some extent. China's always played unfair. So I don't pay attention to Trump and Xi. We'll see what comes down the line.
All right. I think this is a repeat of January where every single news item is taken by people's previous assumptions. All I'd say is them putting off talks doesn't have to be bad. They could have left off in a really good place. So just deciding to cancel a meeting doesn't automatically mean everything.
Yes, that's a really good point, Josh, because, they could have said, okay, well, let's look at this, and made real progress and just had needed time to look at all the new proposals.
Right, exactly. And yesterday, U.S. Trade Rep nominee Jameson Greer got up in front of Congress for his nomination, and market seems to be liking some of the things he's saying as well, which actually back a lot of things we've talked about. Smaller tariffs, more broadly based. He reiterated that what's going on in Mexico and Canada is just simply about stopping fentanyl. That's as far as it goes. They do that. There's not going to be tariffs. So things we've been saying were pretty well reiterated yesterday. So that was nice to hear as well. All right, we got these last 2 questions are from prospects. So this first one's from a prospect whose marketer is their elevator. And the question he gave us when we called him was, I'm happy working with my grain elevator. Why should I consider working with Hedge Plus?
Grain elevator what's the motivation for the grain elevator? What does the grain elevator do? They buy grain. They focus their whole day on getting grain bought. They're not looking at fundamentals, technicals, changes in weather, what's happening in Brazil, what's happening with Xi and Trump. They're not looking at futures, price movement, potential, historics, all that kind of stuff. They're focused on buying grain from you. That's what their focus is. What is their bias? Their bias is to get grain from you. So whatever it takes to get grain in at the cheapest possible price is what the grain elevator wants to do. If you like to market with your grain elevator, it's great. I'm sure that grain elevator is very happy.
Okay. Last question here, also from a prospect. This prospect says they still think we'll see a record soybean crop from Brazil. How do you recommend we protect against a move lower, and when would you act?
Okay, first of all, I don't react to one fundamental. The one fundamental is production that we're talking about here. There's many, many other parts of the pie that will increase or decrease price. Demand, relationship with China, all those kind of things play into it, okay? Pace of harvest, all that plays into it. Brazil's going to have a really, really big crop. We've known that for how long? That's one of the reasons we went from $13 last year down to 10. Personally, I don't like protecting $10. I just don't see a whole lot of downside that's going to last for the whole year. So we're looking for spikes to sell crop. We're looking for spikes from this level to hedge the new crop. That's what we're looking at right now.
All right, great. Great questions this week. Next week we'll do another round. If you have any questions you want, that information at the end of the video will tell you how to submit a question for us. Look forward to seeing you guys again next week.
Have a good week.
Thanks.